Okay, so remember this is notes. So if you don't have paper to write with, you need to pause the video right now and then play whenever you're ready. We are going to take test, review, notes. Okay, remember the steps that we need to follow are distribute, combine like terms, move the smallest variable, and do. Most of these are solving, so solve for x, solve for y, solve for w, solve for p, whatever it is that they're asking you to do, you need to solve. Some of them you're just going to have to distribute. So let's say they give you an easy equation or an expression where it says, example, if they just tell you -2 parentheses 3x minus 4, there's no equal sign. All you need to do is distribute. That is all you're doing. -2 times 3x is -6x. -2 times -4. Don't forget this is a -4. So -2 times -4 is +8. And then that would just be your answer. Okay? But then they're going to get some harder problems. Remember, guys, you need to be pausing this video if I'm going too fast and rewinding. They might give you a harder problem. Let's say, example, 2 parentheses x minus 2 close parentheses equal to 4x minus 6 plus 2x. So I know that this is an equation because there's an equal sign. So you're going to draw your line down the middle and start doing your steps. So step number 1, distribute. So yes, I can distribute. There's parentheses here. So I will distribute. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times -2 is a +4. Bring everything else down, equal 4x minus 6 plus 2x. Okay, so that one's done. Step 2, combine like terms. So things that look alike. On the left, you have an x, no x. You can't combine those two. On the right, I have an x and another x, which I can combine, and you're going to do whatever the symbol is in front of that term that looks the same. You're not going to subtract. You're going to do this symbol add. So 4x plus 2x is 6x. And then you bring everything else down. So minus 6 equal to 2x plus 4. Step 3, move the smallest variable. So the smallest variable is 2x. You would get rid of it by subtracting 2x. Subtract 2x. This cancels. 6x minus 2x is 4x. Bring everything else down. So minus 6 equal +4. And then do. So what do you see happening with the x? It's multiplying by 4. And it's subtracting 6, minus 6. So the first thing I'm going to do is add 6, plus 6, plus 6. That gives you 10 equals, bring down the 4x, and then divide both sides by 4. So divide this by 4, cancel, x equals. You would put this in the calculator. It's going to give you a decimal, 2.5. Math enter is 5/2. And you would look for something that has that as an answer. Okay, I'm going to do another example on this video, and then I'm going to do 3 examples on the next video. So, the next example, I'm going to throw in fractions. So, negative 1/4, parentheses, 8x plus 12, close parentheses, equals 1/2, parentheses, 10 minus 6x, close parentheses. Draw the line. Don't forget that fractions should be in parentheses when you put them in the calculator. And then start working your steps. Step 1 is distribute. So you have to distribute the negative 1/4 here and here. So you have to put negative 1/4 in the calculator times 8 and negative 1/4 in the calculator times 12. So negative 1/4 times 8, don't forget to put it in parentheses, negative 1/4 times 8 gives me negative 2, and negative 1/4 times 12 gives me negative 3. So those are the numbers we're going to use. I have this, remember, gave me negative 2. Don't forget the x. And this times this gave me negative 3. Equal. On this side, we're going to multiply 1/2 times 10 and 1/2 times negative 6. That's the same thing as halving something. So half of 10, what is it? And half of negative 6, what is it? So again, we would put that in the calculator. Parentheses 1/2 times 10 is 5, because half of 10 is 5. And parentheses 1/2 times negative 6 is negative 3, because half of negative 6 is negative 3. So I would put 5 right here, no x, because this one didn't have an x, and minus 3x, because this one had an x. Okay, so I'm done with that. Step 2 is to combine like terms. There's nothing to combine on the left, they don't look alike. There's nothing to combine on the right, they don't look alike, so we're not doing that. Step 3, move the smallest variable. So negative 2x or negative 3x, which one is smallest? Negative 3x is smaller than negative 2, so I'm going to add 3x, add 3x. Okay, you would put negative 2 plus 3 in the calculator. That gives you a positive 1x. Bring everything else down, minus 3 equals 5. And I need you to know that 1x is the same thing as just x. So you don't need that x there. I mean, you don't need the 1 there. And then step 4 is see do. So what do you see happening with the x? It's subtracting 3. So what am I going to do? I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So plus 3, cancel, x equals 5 plus 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay? This is pretty easy. I just need you to start studying for tomorrow's test. Don't forget there's another video like this.